Now we're live. Now we're recording. So I'm going to start over with the PhoneGap part. You're going to want to download version 1.5, 1.5.0, and again, the link to that is inside Webliography and eCollege. So it takes you right there. Just scroll down, and then you'll see the archives for it. So that's the first thing. You download that. After you download that, you just go to your Finder, go to your Downloads folder there. That's what it looks like. PhoneGap, and then all the rest of that. You then go to the library folder, and if you don't want to, you don't have to write it down, because you can. I am recording it now, so you can go back and rewatch it. You can go to iOS, and then there's the Cordova DMG file, which is the install file. So you double click that, opens it up, double click the PKG, which is the install file. Probably be a good idea to read the README file, but nobody ever does. Probably save yourself a lot of frustration if you take the time to read it. So I'm going to cancel out of this because I've already got it installed. And then you open Xcode. I'm going to actually quit out of Xcode so I can show you what it looks like in the very beginning. So there's Xcode. Hopefully it doesn't take forever to load like everything else has been. Okay, that was pretty nice. You go to where it says Create New Xcode Project. Okay, Xcode kind of has a mind of its own right now. If it happens that it does what it just did for mine, you just go to File and then New Project. It'll do the same thing. That's going to take you to a page where you're going to be asked, what do you want to base your project on? And for us, we want to base our project on this one right here, the Cordova based application, because that's the program that uses PhoneGap. So I just click on Next, give it a name. So I'm going to call this one Kilo 4. I'm going to leave the Use Automatic Referencing unchecked.
Anybody else that's next grade in? You can't click on?
I'll help you with that, Paul. When I'm done showing this, I'll help you with that. So you need to just pick a place where the Kilo 4 project or whatever that you named your project is going to be stored. I'm just using desktop because it's easier to find. And so it's going to go ahead and load it up.
Did you make a new folder or did you just click on where it is stored?
Just where it is stored.
Okay. Let's go to the 1.5 for Xcode, the one that I'm using.
Probably better because 1.50 came out about the same time 4.1 did. So what I've got to do now is I've actually got to run my project. Okay, build succeeded, so that's good. The reason I'm doing this is because this allows me to get at the www folder where I'm going to take the files for my app and put them. So I'm going to right click on the main project and just go to Add Files. And the folder, okay, so when you run it, it's going to automatically load it up in the simulator, and that's what it did here. And I don't want to use the simulator right now. The reason the simulator is so big is because it thinks it's using the iPad. And I can change it to run on the iPhone in a little bit here. So I'm going to just select the W folder, and then by default create folder references, and Kilo 4 are created. I'm going to click Add. And then you'll notice in your project window that the W folder shows up. So our task after this is to go to the Finder, go to the desktop, find our folder for our project, go inside that W folder, and then just get rid of the index page and the Cordova JavaScript file. The next thing I need to do is I need to grab the files from my app that I made, and just for demonstration's sake I'm using the finished Kilo to do that, so I'm just going to highlight all those files. If you wanted to, you could click and drag them and then just hover over the top of the folder you want, and when you hover over the top it will open. And then I'll let them go in there. And so now what I'd like to do is I'm going to close out my simulator because it's already running. And I'll go back into Xcode here. And all my files show up. And now I want to run it again. And after I run it, it'll automatically load the simulator for me. Just have to be patient with it because sometimes it does take a little while. Okay, I forgot to change it, so it's running in the iPad right now. So I'll quit out of simulator here. And I'll go up to the top here, I'll change it to iOS device. Click run again. Or not device, I'm sorry, simulator. Wait for it. There we go. And it's loading. Now, here's my app. It's running. It's working. But I have to manually swap out the icons for the iPhone. So that's the icon that I would swipe out for the home screen. And then the splash page, that's the file I would swipe out for the page that loads when you open it up on the device. And if you go back and forth between your Finder in those files or those folders, you can do it that way. So basically what I would do is, here I am in the W folder. I'll grab my startup icon. I'm going to copy it. And then I will locate where that icon is inside the Xcode project. Go to Resources, Icons. I'm going to want to throw away the icon file that's already in there, paste in the one I just copied, and then just rename it so it says icon. And then these icons here are for the iPad. So it's up to you if you want to do those or not. Splash page is going to be the same thing. So locate the default .png file that you want to use. There it is. I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to switch it out. There's default.png, so I'm going to throw that away. And then paste the one that I grabbed. Change the name back to default. Now I'm all set. So if I go back into Xcode, take a look, there's my icon for opening it up. There's my splash page. And for some reason, I'm not sure why, but it's not updating. It's probably caching the images in memory. And I probably just need to clear up my internet cache. Change that.